Hi, I'm Chris from the Carrington Jungle, and it's June 4th?
Six.
6th? Alright, so we're behind by time for a garden tour. Alright, so it's June 6th, and we have actually done a lot this month. Not a lot of it really shows yet, but we'll talk about all that. Just a quick check-in. House is still not repainted. Might get a couple weeks off work in the next couple weeks, so maybe by next month, or the one after, or 2027. Yeah, but we'll get to that eventually. One thing we did do, we got another chip drop, which is the free mulch service. We're still working on it. There's a couple spots we haven't done yet, but we're mulching all the paths, which really looks a lot better. But we'll start over there and just kind of work our way through the yard like we always do. The ginger is looking good. We've got flowers. And it's all thinned out. Might try and propagate a few. However, the power line and fiber optic is under there, so maybe not. But this that we're walking on now is all, it was cement sidewalk, but with the mulch, the blocks on the side, it really just makes it feel like you're not in a sidewalk in a sunny yard. It makes it feel like you're in a future jungle, so that's a big change. Copper leaves are doing great. We got a couple days of rain, but it's still been really dry. The palm tree we moved, which that's an Alexander palm, and that might be, I forget the name of it. We looked it up earlier trying to figure out what kind of philodendron it was. But I don't know. Burrow marks. This is the Dendrocalamus validus. No, this is latiflorus. And it is branching out really good finally. Just because it was so dry and the hurricane and the cold, it had really lost a lot of leaves and was looking pretty sad. But it's got lots of new leaves now, and hopefully soon this one will start to shoot. This one seems like it always shoots late summer and then doesn't really refoliate until midsummer the following year. I don't know if that'll keep up the whole time or if that'll change because it's only 3 years old. But it started off as the most vigorous of the bamboos we got, and it's slowed down, and the validus is definitely the most now. But it's pretty and vase-shaped, and hopefully we get some good sized culms this year. The helicana, which we moved, has some beautiful flowers. And that, we purchased one rhizome, I think it was $20, shipped from Hawaii. Plantgrouphawaii.com was the website. And from that, we put it in the ground and then divided it and divided again and divided again. And we've got a whole bunch of it, and we didn't spend much. Regular monstera, bunch of different cordylines, and I showed you last time, I think, that we had been chopping them and propagating them, and we did another round of that just recently. We'll probably do one more round late summer, but that's Singapore twist, and there were 2 of them, and where we chopped the first one, we've got another one coming up now. So that's exciting. We've got a whole bunch more cordylines. We went to Peter's Croton Nursery on the other coast. I don't know if I talked about that last time. They're all still in pots. We haven't figured out where exactly we want to put them. But I think we're over 35 different kinds of cordylines back here now. And they're just, for Florida, one of the easiest tropical foliage plants you can grow. And there's so many different colors. And again, we need to clean it up a little bit, but That's okay. Here's another one we chopped, and it's now looking great. And then, like I said, we'll do one more cutting, maybe here-ish, so it'll be a bunch and a bunch and a bunch, and give it some different layers instead of just leggy. But the longer we let them get leggy, the more logs we can cut them up into and make more. And then just plant them around the yard. There's some more cordyline. Don't remember all the names. The philodendron burl marks is going absolutely crazy. The lighting's kind of bad, it's late in the day. But yeah, I've cut probably 25 plants out of here in the last month, and you'd never know. This is Bambusa textilis contracta. It's not too much to it, but it makes it to where you can't see the neighbors, which is nice. They're nice people, but I'd rather not see anybody. Hello, blue jay. Here's another cordyline, a variegated ginger. The shampoo gingers are all popping up. Begonia. There's a lot of begonias and calatheas planted down this path, which this path is, like I said, we just mulched it. We need some rain to kind of compact it. The Dendrocalamus valdis is throwing shoots like the valdis does. They just kind of are crooked and go everywhere. The thing's still leaning from the hurricane, but it's rooted itself good now. Here's another shoot coming up, and there's another good sized one back there. And then a couple of little guys starting to poke out. There's one. I think there's another one. Yep, right back there that's maybe a foot long. So it's getting ready to go, and it's still re-leafing, but should be a good year for that. Got our pinstripe ginger, croton. Oh, that nursery we went to, that was really cool, and they do a lot of stuff mail order too. They keep it small enough they can ship it, so if you need crotons or cordylines, very cool place. This is Bambusa emerald. Forget the actual name. It's only gotten one new shoot yet this year, but hopefully it sizes up a good bit. Possibly philodendron giganteum, not sure. More shampoo gingers, big elephant ear. Bromeliads, we're just waiting. They've got pups on them, but they're a little too small to take, so we'll get the pups and then get rid of those. This is our calatheas and begonias in the shady area. And then we've got a Jenny and a Brazilian, which is doing really good now. The old hammy, I don't really feel like climbing out back there now, but it's got two good sized new shoots, but they're only like a foot or two tall, so that'll be exciting when they do come up. It's all crooked from the hurricane still. Bunch of monsteras. Back there you can't really see, but you will when they get taller. Ooh. Got a variegated spiral ginger, caladiums, umbrella tree. The one in the center is a white birds of paradise, and then a helicana on each side of it. So that'll get pretty nice looking back there in a bit. This is Bambusa nana, which might not really be a Bambusa, but no new shoots yet, and it got pretty shook up from the hurricane. It snapped all the tall culms, but hopefully this year it'll throw some nice stuff and look good. What's going on back there? We might have one or two new Textilis gracilis on that back line. Here, I'll hop back there and look, because I haven't looked in a while. But you can see we've got the fence line and 6 bunches planted down it, and that's all Textilis gracilis. And if it gets too close to the fence, we'll just let them get a little size on them, then cut and dig those and start new plants. We've got 2 we've gotten so far from that way, and then we got a Chinese dwarf the same way. All those are in the shade house, but the back wall's looking okay. It's gonna look real good in a month or 2, but it's cordylines, caladiums, helicanas. There's a couple of blood bananas all planted in front of the Textilis gracilis, but in the next month or so it'll get so dense you won't be able to see that fence. And in the center there we plan on putting a waterfall, but the 3 palms we moved were taken out of there, and you wouldn't even know that it looks scarce now. But just kind of looking around, we've pretty well made it to where you can't, for the most part, see neighbors. And I've got some plans. That house looks awful. To make that better. Alright, wandering this way. We finally got rid of that boat, the little blue one that was back here. And this is where the shed will go. Yeah, but right now it just kind of looks like a mess. That's from the hurricane. Pump's still working great. I need to clean the filter though. But the Textilis gracilis all took a while to flush out. It's still leafing out, and it's June. But we'll soon have a canopy and a lot more shade, which is awesome. The bananas are all repupping. All of these snapped during the hurricane, and you can see where it's old stem, and then it grew a new shoot out of that broken stem, which the banana on the other side, all of them snapped and fell down. And that all threw pups instead of reshooting, so I don't know why it's different, but some kind of philodendron, cordyline, one of those Alexander palms with a gigantum growing off it. Then Jose Bueno, that's pronounced wrong, but that's okay. But it's got these big pretty leaves, and it keeps getting smashed by squirrels or raccoons or something, so we put a bunch of pots around it to hopefully help it. It was thriving until that, so we'll see. But as we've been mulching the paths, we got some mulch dye and just started it, but it'll give some nice contrast. That one's kind of shook up right now. It got dyed before we got rain to really compact it. But like the mulch in the path there that leads back to the bench and the mulch in the beds are the same mulch. It's just you load it up in a sprayer and spray it. A couple of coats, and I don't know what other colors they got, but it really makes the paths have some nice contrast. And we haven't gotten to all the paths yet, but we will. Deciding what we're going to do with, I dug out some banana pups too. This little center area, if we mulch it, sod it, get some fake grass, it's only maybe 12 by 12 back here, but it'll be nice to have a little sunny grassy spot. The Timor Blacks, this one hasn't grown with the vigor of the other one, but it's finally got a new shoot, so that's exciting. And there may be almost, this one's maybe 15 foot, the other one's 20 foot. This one is on its third shoot now, but they come out green and then fade to black as they grow. There we go. But that's exciting. Once those start to branch out and flush out, a lot more shade, really going to look nice. This path, we've got a lot of golden pothos. There's a dead tree stump there that we just stuck some bromeliads on and let the plants eat it up. Cordylines, mojito elephanier, some caladiums, bromeliads. That area is really looking nice. Dendrocalamus triple high bed bamboo. It's got 2 nice new shoots. Right now it's only maybe 9-10 foot, but I think that might get close to 20. We'll see. But yeah, this is the nice mulch dye, and it just loops around to our bench. There is another Dendrocalamus validus, which I haven't looked at in a few days, and it has 3 shoots that I can see right here coming up, so that's exciting. Congo red philodendron, Dendrocalamus gigantus, still no new shoots this year. There's some variegated heliconas back there, some monstera, lots of spiders. This is a green cordyline, except I don't think it's a cordyline now. I think it's something else. But it looks like a cordyline and looks nice. Let's keep going. Here, the cordylines that we cut, just poking up again. Oh wow, there's a lot of mosquitoes. And then this little part of the paths is one of my favorites, just because it's so lush and dense. But we've got a whole bunch of ferns, caladiums. We need a cordyline or two to add some color. And then there's gingers, Dendrocalamus latiflorus. There's a copperleaf. That's the other latiflorus from this side. And he's got 2 shoots that threw last year to a good size, 20 feet maybe. Hopefully we get another round pretty soon. Cordylines, crotons. This is that other banana I had said all got snapped over, and it's just through pups instead of regrowing. Maybe one did, and it's got a nice size to it. But yeah, we split the pups out. I'm kind of done with the banana, and if we get a storm, they're not too resilient, so sell those off, use it to buy more plants. There's another variegated ginger back there. We'll walk around to the shade house. Oh, it's starting to get a little better. Shampoo gingers, caladiums, elephant ears, shell ginger, banana, ferns. This is where all the things we took from cutting are. These are all, hello lizard. Oh, there's the golden Hawaiian bamboo, I forgot about that. And then back here, those bamboos you kind of see are in pots, and that's the ones we split out of the yard. These are all the cordylines we trimmed, and now they're growing up. Another month or two, they'll be ready to put in the yard. And we'll just keep splitting the plants off and putting it back in and getting it more and more dense and lush and tropical. Yin Yang bamboo, still a little bush. That it's not even been in the ground a year, I don't think. Chinese dwarf. Oh, the lighting's awful. He's got a bunch of new shoots right now. And again, everybody trims them into bushes, so we don't know what they look like when they get big. But it's forming a nice tight clump. The big ones are getting 20-25 feet so far. And it throws big and small at the same time, so we'll end up just trimming out the small ones. But like, this is growing so close to the path. We'll let it get some size and then dig it out. But I'm starting to really like that one. Wasn't sold on it at first. Then we've got some Sabrina blood bananas, bunch of bromeliads, our Buddha belly bamboo. Oh, but yeah, that's the Chinese dwarf. And then coming down the other side of the path, more ferns. That's the Eureka palm we got for free. Ginger, Philodendron giganteum, Cordylinus crotons, golden pothos. But yeah, we did a bunch of mulching, worked on the paths a lot, and also this is new shade house. Wasn't there before. It'll make painting the house much easier when we get to it. But this shade house is just going to be for our starting to be growing collection of aroids, philodendrons, monsteras, pothos, or a whole bunch of them. But we've been working on getting some moss poles, propagating what we could out of the backyard, and then looking at what we can get for cheap online. In the intro, I was right next to our little tissue culture setup, which people are tissue culturing them and selling them in little baggies of plantlets, and they're like $5-10 a plant for stuff that's usually a lot more than that. So we're just trying to find creative ways to save money to start them out. But this is something that hopefully we can turn into a business someday, but for now it's just a collection for us. And then I've still got to build shelving in here, but it's a pretty good size little house. I'd say it's 16 foot by 12 for 14 foot. And it'll work. That was our greenhouse. But yeah, so that's really exciting and new. And then the front yard, I haven't really dug around at the bottom of the bamboos, but I can see out the window and know that there's some good stuff going on there too. With all the, but because we're getting them all on moss poles, hopefully, as they get some size, we can tuck them here and there in the yard too, and have some beautiful foliage in places we just need to block out some neighbors, or just kind of add some privacy here and make it feel more lush and better back here. But yeah, that's what we've been working on this month. But we'll go take a look at the front. Today was 95, no rain. It's been a few days since we've had rain, actually. Hopefully soon this afternoon thunderstorms become regular. But okay, side yards still look awful. There's a boat on the other side, but hopefully this summer I can get the boat gone and we can put 2 more shade houses on that side. So that'll be silly. Let's go look at the front. Be right back. Alright, so we're out front. There's the boat. We got some bromeliads we want to get rid of. Remove some helicanas up here, all from that same one like I said we got a long time ago. Shampoo gingers, some crotons, those are all from cuttings. This is the angel mist. It looks like a giant bush right now. It looks awful. But it's throwing out some really nice shoots at the moment. And once they start to branch out, we'll go through and cut everything up and trim it nice. But it's got to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, maybe 12 shoots right now. It's going crazy. And some of them are really good size, so that's exciting. And again, give it a month or so, we'll trim it up and it'll really look nice. But we got some monsteras. The front of the house, that's what the back of the house will look like when we paint it. Elephant ears, more helicanas. These all have pretty flowers too. Birds of paradise. Sorry, the sun is awful. Elephant ear is now taller than the house, which is awesome. Cordylines, elephant ears, burl marks growing up a palm. This is the Bambusa striata. It's got a ton of shoots too. They're all poking out of the top of last year's growth. And that's only been in the ground maybe a year and 2 months. Same with all the ones out here. Like we started the front. The back is just over 3 years old. The front is just over a year old. So coming up nice. Caladiums. Elephant ears. Then the front line is birds of paradise, helicanas, copperleaves, pitch apples, cordylines, all getting some size. Pretty soon we'll be able to have a nice wall, but not quite there yet. This is not the Giga whatever block. And then the striata, which finally has a shoot. This one he had a bunch of shoots when the hurricane happened. It got real tore up, so that set him back a good bit. Here we'll hop out and take a quick look at the front of the wall. But that's it for this month. But right now everything is kind of low and bushy. But as it grows, we'll be able to clean everything up and it'll open up and we'll have some canopy and all that. And here's our chip drop. What's left of it. But yeah, that's it for this month. Really excited about the philodendrons, the aroid house. Once the mulch is all in the paths and dyed black, really gonna look nice. It's getting nice and warm to work outside. Well, thank you for watching. Hope everybody's well. Have a great month. See you soon. Bye.